Let's talk about something big that's happening right now. A crisis that no one is talking about. Tech companies like Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Meta are quietly buying up nuclear reactors. Yeah, the same companies that bought you cloud computing and AI chatbots are now getting into the nuclear power business, and they are doing it fast. But why? Because they don't have a choice. Tech companies today aren't just about phones, laptops, or social media anymore. They run massive network of data centers, high-performance computing clusters, and now artificial intelligence. And all of it has one thing in common. It runs on energy. AI is growing rapidly. The Internet of Things is expanding. Tech companies need more power than ever before, but not just any power. They need energy that is reliable, consistent, and clean. And here is the problem. Solar, not enough. Wind, too unpredictable. Fossil fuels, well, burning coal to power AI kinda defeats the whole point. So what's left? Nuclear. It might just be the only thing that can scale up fast enough. So while the United States is embracing nuclear again, Germany is doing the exact opposite. Germany shut down its last 3 nuclear reactors in April 2023. And what about China? Well, as everything else, China is building more nuclear power plants than the entire world has built in the last 35 years. So the debate over nuclear energy is no longer just about safety, it's about survival in the energy-hungry world. Alright, here is how nuclear power is created. Inside every atom, there is an insane amount of energy just waiting to be unleashed. Here is how it works. You take a really heavy atom, like uranium, and you split it. Boom! The process called fission releases a massive amount of heat. That heat is used to boil the water. The steam, it spins a turbine. And that turbine, it powers a generator, ultimately generating electricity. No smoke, minimal carbon emission, and pure, reliable energy running 24/7. For decades, nuclear energy was seen as a risky, dangerous, a relic of Cold War. But today, it's offering a modern solution to a very modern problem. Because here's the thing. A single nuclear reactor can generate between 500 to 1500 megawatts of electricity. By comparison, a large-scale data center consumes about 300 megawatts of energy annually. That's the equivalent of about 250,000 homes. Think about this. Generating a single AI image can consume as much power as full charge of a smartphone. An AI video model? It can use as much energy as running a microwave for up to 4 hours. And that's just today. The AI energy boom is only the beginning. And here's the crazy part. In 2023, global data center consumed 460 terawatt hours of electricity, about 3% of global energy demand. By 2030, the number could hit 10%. And by 2040, AI-driven data centers could use more electricity than every home in the United States combined. That means we are heading towards a world where AI consumes more power than all of human civilization. Okay, so let's zoom up a bit. The US was once at the forefront of nuclear energy, rapidly building plants in the 1960s and 70s. But then came the 3 Mile Island accident in 1979, a partial meltdown in Pennsylvania that released radioactive gases and ignited public fear. This incident, though not directly causing deaths, led to stricter regulations and a slowdown in nuclear expansion. The 3 Mile Island disaster fueled anti-nuclear sentiment across the Atlantic, culminating in massive protests. In 1980, the German Green Party was born out of this movement, advocating for a nuclear-free future. Then in 1986, the Chernobyl disaster turned fear into policy. By 1998, the Greens were in power and nuclear energy fate in Germany was sealed. Angela Merkel initially resisted the nuclear phase-out, calling it destruction of national property. But after the Fukushima disaster in 2011, the political tide turned. Merkel announced Germany's full nuclear exit, and by April 2023, the last reactors were shut down. And for a while, that seemed like the right choice. But then, reality hit. With Russian gas imports cut off due to ongoing war in Ukraine, Germany was forced to expand coal mining, an ironic twist for a country that champions green energy. While Germany abandoned nuclear, France embraced it. Today, nearly 70% of France's electricity comes from nuclear power, making it a rare industrial nation with energy independence. France even exports surplus energy to neighboring countries, including Germany, where reliance on coal and gas has led to significantly higher carbon emissions. Meanwhile, France successfully pushed the EU to classify nuclear as a green energy source in 2022, opening doors for further investment. Okay, so while politicians argue, big tech is moving fast moves. For years, tech companies championed renewables, assuming solar and wind could meet their needs. But AI-driven data centers demand massive, uninterrupted power, something renewables alone can't provide. The solution? Nuclear. Because nuclear is the only energy source that is carbon-free, scalable, capable of running 24/7. And that's why big tech is now throwing billions into nuclear energy. Amazon just bought a nuclear-powered data center in Pennsylvania for $650 million. Microsoft investing $1.5 billion to restart the 3 Mile Island nuclear facility. Bill Gates, his company TerraPower, is building next-generation reactors. Google partnering with Kairos Power to develop small modular reactors. Meta looking to secure 1 to 4 gigawatts of nuclear power to secure stable energy supplies. Public perception remains a challenge. Disasters like Chernobyl and Fukushima left lasting scars, but experts argue that modern nuclear technology is far safer. Many of today's concerns stem from Cold War-era fears rather than current realities. While the US and Europe struggle with outdated infrastructure, China is charging ahead. They are building 150 new nuclear reactors in the next 15 years. More than the entire world has built in the last 35 years. So the AI revolution is driving this change. Data centers need vast amounts of power, and the existing grid isn't enough. Renewables alone can't fill the gap, leaving nuclear as the only viable option. For the first time in decades, nuclear power is making a comeback, not as a relic of the past, but as the key to a sustainable future. The tech industry has a vision for the future, where AI reshapes everything. But that vision only works if they can secure massive amounts of clean, stable energy. A new nuclear era is here. The only question is, are we ready for it? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next episode.